glad to know you're still there. Right now, we have our guest live with us in the studio to talk about some issues, talking about Adejumo Rufai Babatunde, a political and public affairs analyst. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the review.
Thank you for having me in the studio once again.
Right. Now, I would want us to take a look at the issue of defection, because we've seen a lot of people defect in a very short while, and these issues are coming to the sphere of the political space now, maybe because the elections are pretty fast approaching. Now, when you see persons defecting from a political party that elected them into office to another political party, what can you say is a major contributing factor for this defection? Let's start from there.
All right, good. It's a season. Nigerians will always have this on the front pages of our newspapers. People cross-carpeting from one political party to another. It is just the season. The 2023 general elections is fast approaching, and you cannot just run away from this. You know, we run a political system that is not ideological based. So most of these politicians believe that wherever their interest is going to be protected, wherever their aspiration is going to be achieved, they move to that political party. And it's as a result of lack of ideology, lack of principle, and the likes.
When you talk about lack of ideology and principle, what are these ideologies and principles that we're talking about here?
Every political party has its own manifesto. Every political party has its own program. Every political party has its own machinery that it uses to win every elections. So when I say lack of ideologies as a result of probably interest now, interest of a particular person is not well protected in a political party, it needs to move. We've seen a lot of defections from PDP to APC, from APC to PDP. But what is happening recently against the tribunal now, the judiciary, so to say, is just what baffles me as a person, because a lot of people have defected. People have moved from a political party A to party B. But now you're seeing the court coming up to say, no, you cannot carry the mandate of party A to party B. Now it's becoming a legal tussle. Let me give you, for instance, in Edo State, in probably a few years ago, the governor of that state, after losing the return ticket to the state house, it defected with the whole lawmakers and even the cabinet members. And nothing happened. He was still holding to the victory of the party A, which he uses to win the election in the first term. Now in the second term, because the party is not longer giving him the ticket, he believes he needs to go to another party. Now going to another party, he moved with all the cabinet. Now you move to another party to secure the second term ticket, but you're still holding on to the party's victory at the first term. So now the court is not saying anything. Probably nobody took that matter to court. It happens. If the court cannot just sit on their own, or have somebody brought out a matter about a particular person, and the court will treat. But a lot of things are beginning to happen, and Nigerians are beginning to ask questions. But probably, let me just say this, in Zamfara, for instance, the governor moved to another party, and immediately moved to the party, although he has been a member of that party before. So immediately he moved to away from the party. He secured the ticket from another party. He moved back to his former party. And now, because the deputy refused to move with him, he was impeached. So we're still waiting for what the court's pronouncement is going to be. We don't want to jump conclusion here.
Talking about impeachment here, there's a court said that there are just basically 3 reasons why an elected government official, can be removed from power. And the first one is if the person resigns. The second is if the person dies. And the third is if the person is impeached. So some of these people in political space that defected, that have been sacked, are holding on to this, saying they didn't die, they didn't resign, and they were not impeached. So why, if there's no standing backing according to this law, why are they being removed from power? if it is not in line with these three reasons?
You see, the three reasons are just constitutional provisions that a sitting governor can be removed from office. You know, some certain levels, governors enjoys immunity in office. But this is it. It becomes a question to the judiciary. Now that the judiciary needs to put themselves together, so that in the eyes of Nigeria, in the face of Nigeria, they need to play safe. They need to be not align themselves with the political parties in this regards. Now you sack a governor because he moved from party A to party B. You want to, what is the basics for that you cannot take the mandate of a political party to another political party. Now you want to tell Nigerians that we are voting political party, not an individual, because there is no provision for independent candidate in any election. Good, but the constitution says a sitting governor can be removed via probably impeachment, death, or
resignation.
And these three provisions are not playing out here. Nigerians are waiting. The case of Ebonyi State, the case of Cross River State are all over the newspapers.
Even Imo State.
Imo State is all over the newspaper. You see, we'll just wait for what the matter will turn out to be, what they probably by the end of the legal tussle. It's a legal tussle now. By the end of the legal tussle, Nigeria will see how it goes, and it becomes a precedent that lawyers, I'm not a lawyer, but lawyers can use to defend their cases at the court of law. I think this matter is still going to get to the Supreme Court, where the judges will now have to put the Constitution into serious tests. Test.
Before we move on from this conversation, very quickly now, some lawyers consider the fact that some persons that have been sacked have taken the case to the Court of Appeal. Some lawyers have said that when a case like this is taken to the Court of Appeal and it is still being looked into, the person or the governor, let me use that word, will still be in power till the case is appealed. So if it takes 3 years, 4 years, 2 years. Imagine a governor has 4 years to sit in power, and this happened after 2 years, and it takes 2 years for the matter to be appealed in the court. That the governor is still supposed to maintain office. What do you make of this?
Well, it's still the constitutional provision. Once a matter is taken to either a state high court or a federal high court, you have the legal opportunity of appealing. Probably you're not satisfied with the judgment. But now who you are putting to test, who you are putting to task is INEC, the electoral umpire, because now, as at the last time I checked, INEC has received more than 19 different court orders on a single matter. That is, a lot of people have been taken into different courts just to test that and ensure that their own preferred person still remains in office, or their own preferred person return to office. Now there are a lot of court judgment that have been passed to INEC. Now INEC is at a state of dilemma. They don't even know what to do. They need to put their legal thing to order and begin to interpret which one are we going to do first. But because of the constitutional provisions that says the governors still have the mandate of remaining in power, even until when the matter goes to the Supreme Court. That is when, in fact, after it goes to the Supreme Court and you have been removed from office, you still have another opportunity to still test that Supreme Court judgment. But in this regard, what Nigerians are looking at is just that we are making the polity too open. We are making it too wide. We're making 2023 is just fast approaching. Somebody who wants to we are just truncating the timetable of the elections. Because now, by the time the person comes into office, is he going to start spending is he going to spend the remaining years or months that the outgoing or the governor that is impeached is supposed to spend, or is going to start all over again. That is why you will see that when the general election is going on, Osun State will not hold a governorship election in 2023. Ekiti State, same.
Yeah.
And some other states like that. Ordinarily, it's supposed to be a uniform general election. Even by so doing, it gives room for manipulation, because all eyes will be on a particular state. The party will move all its machinery to that state to ensure that they remain in power. So, looking at all this, with the different legal matters now, it's against the constitution that you discuss matters that has already been placed before a competent court of jurisdiction. Now, let us wait until the matter is decided, then we can know what judgment we can pass about it.
Right, you have summed everything up, talking about waiting to see how the matter is being decided. This is not one issue that would go away anytime soon. We'll do well to give you updates on that issue as it unfolds. Thank you so much, Adejumo Babatunde Rufai, for joining us on the review
Thank you very
this
much.
morning. Thank you.